Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MBA program. Now, my name is Dr. Garner, and I've been asked to record a short video to give you some information about our emphasis in accounting. Now, I work at CSU, but it's going to be pretty rare that you would actually see me there because I teach all of the accounting online courses at CSU rather than the in-person courses. Now, as we go through, let me just tell you a little bit about what's going to happen with this emphasis in accounting. So first of all, you might be sitting here trying to decide which emphasis are you going to take. And so the students who typically kind of look at an emphasis in accounting, or sometimes it's ones that already work in the accounting field, but they want to advance within their program and or within their knowledge. Or secondly, there's somebody who might want to transition to the accounting field. So let me give you a little bit of information about what you can do in accounting so that you can have an idea of maybe if you do want to transition into accounting. So there's lots of different careers in accounting, and I kind of picked three to put on this slide just to have a general idea of where you could go and kind of the different hierarchy and steps of accounting. So the first one is to be a bookkeeper or an accounting clerk, and generally you only need a high school diploma or an associate's degree to do that. But what these people generally do is that you give them information and they enter it into a system. Now, an accountant almost always is going to be a supervisor of those bookkeepers, and they generally have a college degree and they have an equivalent of a major in accounting, although they may have majored in something else and just taken extra accounting courses along the way. Some people who are accountants are also what we call CMAs, which are certified management accountants, and here's a website here that will tell you all about CMAs, what they do. Generally, CMAs are paid a little bit more than regular accountants, and also anytime you have a certification that can hold you out as separate from somebody else, that's going to be a good thing in the job market. Now, another thing that students typically come to us and ask us about is being a certified public accountant. So to be a CPA, there's some very specific rules, but first I want to tell you kind of what a CPA is or what a CPA does. So a certified public accountant generally works for a public accounting firm, at least to start with, and then they may move into managerial accounting. But the general idea is you almost always are in one of two categories or maybe consulting. But the tax work, most people understand what that is. You do taxes for both individuals and businesses. But it's not just that you do the tax work, but you help people plan, you help people make good tax decisions over time. And then the other side is generally the insurance side or the auditing side, where you go into a business that has created their financial information, and as an external third party, you're going to look at evidence and you're going to create an opinion on whether or not you believe that the information that they're providing is materially correct, provide reasonable assurance to do that. So those are kind of the two different areas within public accounting. Many people like public accounting because it gives you a good stepping block to understand many different industries, as well as it's a very well-known certification, and therefore it'll help you get jobs in the future. Now, in order to be a certified public accountant, you are actually certified by the state, and every state has slightly different rules, but all states follow the same general concept. So I'll talk about the concepts in general and talk about South Carolina specifically. Now, if you're in a different state, I provided a website down here that's called NASBA.org. That's the National Association of State Boards of Accountancy, and it provides links. You have to kind of look through the website, but it'll provide a link to every state and every state's requirements. The only thing I caution you on is that be careful of whether you're looking at the requirements to become a CPA or the requirements to sit for the CPA exam, because sometimes those are different as they are in the state of South Carolina. So the three things that every state requires is some level of education in order to be a CPA. Now in South Carolina, that level is 150 credit hours, which generally means a master's degree, but you could do it without a master's degree. And of those 150 hours, 36 have to be in business and 36 have to be in accounting. Now the accounting ones have some more specific things. They say, okay, 24 out of those 36 has to be in a non-introductory level, so it's got to be at a 300 level or higher. They also say that 12 of those hours have to be in financial accounting, advanced managerial accounting, or cost accounting, auditing, or tax and tax, excuse me. So just kind of some updates and kind of what you have to have in accounting. Now there's other requirements to actually sit for the exam, and so if you have questions about that, then let any of your accounting professors know, and I'm sure they can help you with that. The other thing that you have to have is work experience. So in South Carolina, that work experience is 1 year, or the equivalent of 1 year if you're part-time. So it's 2,000 hours if you're part-time. And that work experience has to be under the direct supervision of a CPA doing CPA type work. So that could be at a public accounting firm, or that could be in some sort of business where you have similar type work as a public accountant. And then the last thing you have to do is you have to pass the CPA exam, and the CPA exam is a uniform exam. It's the same for all states. In South Carolina, you have to have 120 credit hours in order to sit for it, with 24 hours in business, 24 hours in accounting. And the general idea is it tests your knowledge of accounting and of business in general. And there's several things with that. So as we look through this and we kind of think about, well, what does the emphasis in accounting look like at the College of Charleston? The first thing that is listed are the two pre-courses, or the fundamental courses to help you in your MBA program in general, and that's 501 and 502. Now, if you have had principles of accounting in the past and you want to sit for the CPA exam, you can only count either the principles of accounting or these classes. You can't count both because they're considered equivalent courses. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're counting up your 36 hours. Now, if it's been a long time since you've had those principles courses, then it's probably a good idea for you to take them again, but that is up to you and whether or not you're in that 10-year window or not. The next class is the class that everybody in the MBA class has to take. So it's Advanced Managerial Accounting, so it's not part of the emphasis of accounting. And then we have a list of lots of other courses that you can choose from. You have to choose 3 of these courses to get to 9 hours so that you have your emphasis in accounting. But if you want to sit for the CPA exam, you may need to take more courses depending on your previous history. Another thing to point out with these courses is that our junior level financial accounting course called Intermediate Accounting 1 and 2, those 2 courses are pretty foundational for accounting in general. So if you want to go into accounting, it's a really good idea for you to consider adding those to your college career or to your master's career. They are not master's level courses, they are undergraduate courses, but they are prereqs for many of these master's courses because they are so fundamental for everything that you're going to do in accounting. So just kind of keep that in mind as you go through, and like I said, make sure that you talk to the accounting professors. If you want to make sure that you're set up to be able to sit for the CPA exam, we'll be more than happy to look through those things and help you with those career goals. But CPAs, they have lots of career options. They can do lots of different things, and they're really wanted in the workforce, and so I highly encourage you to consider that career route. Let me know, or any of the accounting professors know, if you have any questions, and good luck in your program.